Most of us have seen them on our streets posing, catching the attentions of onlookers as they pass by. They often practice with an artistic discipline which requires mastery of suspended motion. Brief moments of motions are occasionally included to confuse or astonish the audience, leaving us questioning whether these are either robotic mannequins or actual human beings. My name is Julie Bankole, and I'll be taking you on a journey exploring the world of human statues and to find out who they are, what they do, and why they do it. I've always wondered how much work goes into achieving such a statue-like look. So to get a better understanding, I decided to reach out to a young lady from the Midlands.
My name's Eve Blakemore. I've been doing living statue full time for about 7 or 8 months, but really for the last 4 years. I'm still practicing. I think it's a ever-changing process. You have to really keep at it. The act I've got at the moment is the White Lady. She's been all over the Midlands, gets booked to a lot of interesting events. She's a kind of princess character. Well, she gets called that a lot by children anyway. She's very regal looking in a big wedding dress, curtsies to people, that kind of thing. I'm currently making a few more costumes, as you've seen. But yeah, that's the basic character I've got. I'd probably define a living statue as someone who's practiced in the art of really staying still, which takes a lot of patience. People ask me that a lot about patience. They're like, "Oh, how can you keep going?" And I've done it for full time. I say full time, like at least every weekend kind of thing for 6 months, and I haven't got bored yet.
As a spectator, I've admired their ability to keep still for such a long time, but I've always wondered if I could do it. Instead of experiencing this for myself, I decided to have somebody do it on my behalf, and I knew just the person for it.
I'm Parris, I'm 24, from South East London. My dreams are initially to become an actress, but today I'm going to try something different and see how it goes. I don't really know what to expect, so I'm feeling a bit nervous. I hope that I can do it, and I hope I can get a crowd and entertain people. So that's kind of worrying me a little bit, but we'll see how it goes. My fears are that people just don't come and watch. That could be quite awkward. But or I don't perform that well, or people kind of look at me like I'm a bit strange.
I was lucky enough to make contact with another performer whom over the last 25 years has been responsible for painting, dressing and transforming normal people into human statues.
My name's Matt Walters, I'm 50 and I've been a human statue and a robotic dancer for the last 31 years. I had been doing robotic dancing for about 15 years. I've made a business out of it, been around the world, and I got sick of doing it, to be honest with you. I had to find another profession that I found as much excitement in. So I went to Paris and I went to a gardens in Fontainebleau, which is sort of south of Paris, and I couldn't understand why so many people were looking at this stone statue. And I went up and I just literally went sort of, the statue grabbed me. She was literally in a flower bed on one leg like that. She was one of the, I'd imagine, French National Ballet, earning a bit of cash, and she scared the living hell out of me. And I just saw that, and I stood back for half an hour watching every reaction, and I just thought, I'm going to do that. So I came home back to England and said to my father, who was then a surgeon, turned into a general practitioner, I'm going to be a human statue. And he just looked at me and went, it's money well spent in public schools, isn't it? So, and ever since I've been a human statue. So. I've been interested in makeup, strangely enough, for ages, years. I love creative makeup. I love Halloween makeup. I used to get changed in the toilet or some cubicles around the back there, but I found over the years a couple of statues get changed on the street, and it creates an interest. People think, well, what are you going to do? So you have sometimes a ready-made crowd. A lot of the time when you just go and stand up anyway, people go, is that what you do? Oh, fine. But there's an interest created, and it's nice because people come and talk to you, you see, so, yeah.
When I didn't have a car, getting ready in public toilets took a lot longer, getting everything out and kind of placing everything that you need everywhere. Lots of people coming in trying to talk to you while you're getting ready, very annoying. Having your own car is great, it takes me about half an hour at most. It's just mainly doing the makeup and getting the makeup right, and then I usually do the makeup, put my dress on, and then I've got to touch up around the neck, put a necklace on, touch up around the necklace, put the wig on, touch up around the wig, so that's the thing that takes time, but usually it doesn't take me too long.
Today I'm going down to Brighton to meet a guy called Matt Walters. He's going to be responsible for transforming me into a human statue. He's going to be dressing me up in drapes, get my face painted, wigs, everything. So that's what I'm going to be doing and trying that out. So when I actually arrived in Brighton and I met Matt, when I had to get changed and stuff like that, I found out I had to get changed outside a public toilet, outside a park. I didn't really know what to say at that point, but I kind of just rolled with it because it's all part of the experience. It was a bit embarrassing because there was people watching me and they was drawing a crowd as I was getting changed and also while I was getting painted. So that was something different. The costume really was just 2 pieces of sheet. I did think there was going to be a little bit more, maybe like a Grecian kind of gown, but it literally was 2 rags. But it's okay, it worked, and I was cool.
It's created a white stone statue, which is basically a cream base, a white pull over, and black stipple spray, creating like a white marble. Brighton's got quite white marbly stone streets, and Theatre Royal, etc. here have got some quite creamy colours, so I thought I'd put it on one of the plinths up here, which was a stone colour in effect anyway, so that's the reason I've gone for this colour.
I could hear people saying, you know, is she real? What colour is she? You know, was they walking past, and it was actually quite interesting to hear the people's thoughts. You know, they would touch her, see if she's real. You know, is she breathing? Look at her eyes. You know, that's really realistic. It was quite funny.
Although they make standing so still look easy, I've always wondered, can this cause any health risks?
Health issues, there are a few actually, to be honest. Yeah, making sure you're not keeping, like, tensing your muscles. When I first started, I was kind of, because if you get worried about it in your head, you start to tense up because you're thinking, oh, I'm not keeping that straight, or I'm not doing that stance right or something. It can be a strain on your arms. I hold a parasol some of the time as well. That does make me achy because it's holding up like this for about, half an hour or so, whatever. Skin, that's a big issue, wearing that much face paint that often. I have sensitive skin anyway, but I've got I'm slowly learning, and it's taken me a while, the kind of regimented skin routine that I have to go through to be able to wear the face paint and not, want to cry afterwards. But that might just be me, but it is the wearing the face paint is difficult. I know the company that I buy the face paint off are now making a new face paint just to wear underneath to make it easier to get it on and off. I use Vaseline because it makes it easy to wipe off instead of having to use I can't use baby wipes. It takes a lot of baby wipes and it really does hurt your skin.
I had blood clots in both lungs. I had a DVT in my leg and another blood clot last year, and now I've got a leg ulcer, which is basically, heart is a fantastic thing when it's fit, pumping blood down. Your valves aren't very good pushing them back up again, you have a problem. The blood sits down there and nothing heals so well, so that's my problem now. I'm still doing it.
Can you have your backache if you get if you stand wrong? if you also locking, a lot of people think, oh, you must be standing there for ages, but it's really important to kind of relax and not lock your knees as well, because you can get bad knee issues from it, I've been told, and I've felt the ache of locking knees for too long. Yeah, imagine just standing up for an hour or so, even not standing still, it hurts.
This is probably my last year. I keep on saying that every year. You see on Facebook, oh, I'm giving up this year, and people keep reminding me that this is the third year you've been giving it up. With a leg ulcer, it's a bit more serious as well. It's not going anywhere if it doesn't heal very well. It's other complications, and something ultimately it's amputation from the knee down. So, but with the way that the way that medicine's gone these days, an amputation doesn't stop you living.
Having someone like Matt and with his experience guide me through my performance was really important. Matt would come up to me and give me tips about how I should move my body and, you know, things I would do with my voice, like hissing, kind of like creature demon kind of like, and, you know, he would also tell me that to keep eye contact with people. If I do catch people's eye, you know, that's very important, not to kind of look away because you're embarrassed, you know, remaining focused, in role, in character, and not breaking that.
Well, I didn't think she'd be this good, I'll tell you that much. I thought a lot of people sort of say, oh, I could do that, and they can't sort of sit there or stand there for more than sort of 15-20 minutes. So, yeah, she's been here about an hour or so plus. She's earning pretty well. There you go. Look at this. It's getting embarrassed. I should have brought my stuff out today, but no, she's done really, really well. She's applied herself really well. That's the actress coming out of her as well. You know, she's taken on the character, and she's applying herself and entertaining people as well. By look at what you can see around, people sort of watching as well, which is great.
Although it may seem like fun to these performers and something they're quite passionate about, I've always wondered how lucrative this profession really is.
The money's good. It really depends on the day, the weather, how long we go out for, where I go. But the few places that I kind of stick around, I'm making a living from. And it's really nice that I can make a living from the public giving me the money and the opportunity to do what I actually want to do, which is nice. Better than sitting in an office. Yeah. I'm not going to say how much I earn.
Everybody says that, and the thing with other human statues, you will never get a straight answer. They will never ever tell you, oh yeah, it's good, oh it's bad. They'll never tell you a figure. I don't care because I pay tax, so I really don't mind. A bad day down here, I've walked away from here, and the worst day ever was in Greenwich Market. I walked home with £1 for about 7 hours, and it just wasn't going. It's one of those days. I've walked home with 12 quid, I've walked home with best money I've ever had, Covent Garden, is £359. I literally could not pick the bag up, it was so heavy. Saturday I did 156. Today, if I make £100, it'd be quite nice, you know.
I was also curious to know what sort of attention they attracted when out of character and not performing.
Because I drive with the makeup on as well, whenever I'm leaving somewhere, I do often think someone might look at me too long and crash or something, but honestly I think most people are alright at driving, so hopefully that'll be fine.
It was in the middle of winter, so we're painted up and in ski suits, and we're at this junction of this road. One was by the possession walkway, and one was outside the shop, so there was people who walked through, and you have the bus driver stop, and I literally go wink. And the bus, so many buses sort of came out of gear. Like, drivers thinking, what's going on? And you see people looking out the bus, and nothing would cause any hassle, but you see people, drivers drive past and go, which is quite funny. I know of performers who've caused accidents, but not me, no.
At one point during the actual living statue experience, there was a guy that actually came and sat right opposite me. It was kind of funny. It was very difficult to hold a straight face, I have to say. I kind of just was looking in between his legs, not at his face. So that was the only way I could keep my focus, otherwise I would have actually burst out laughing because it was very hard.
The longer Parris spent busking, the more people gathered around her, curiously wondering if she was real and what her act was all about. Towards the end of her performance, I was so proud of how she was able to rise up to what seemed to be a difficult challenge. So I wanted to know what her spectators thought of her act and her performance.
Yeah, I thought it was peaceful, and I don't know, you get somewhere in your brain where other things don't get.
Very well. She's not even moving. At first I thought it was like a real proper like statue until I saw her like kind of scared child and I realised it's a living one.
I think she's done really well because she's like not moving at all, and like when someone comes over, she like, scares people. It's great. I think it's great. So I think she's done really well for the first time. I've got one.
Looking back, I actually can't believe I became a living statue. I had a lot of fun. It was a really good experience, and you know, it was a lot better than I expected. I do want to do it again, and maybe I'll hand in my notice at this job and, you know, start busking for a living. You never know.
Making this documentary has given me a fascinating insight to the world of human statues. It has allowed me to unmask and get closer to the human side of these performers, discovering what it really takes to be able to do what they do and how they do it. But most importantly, I was pleased to learn that this is an art form that can only be mastered if one has a great deal of passion for.
Being a performer, you become more gregarious. You have to talk to people because they always want to find out other things. Kids are the best things as well. They love. I mean, they're you know, little ones are progressing up in life with something new. They've never seen out of this at all. They don't come across human statues in their life. So you have to be receptive for every type of person.
Children definitely make the show. I'd say my favourite kind of child is the ones that are scared, and then they look scared, and then they're really scared, and then they put the money in, see me curtsy, and get so excited, and they're kind of like it's just a fantastic thing.
I have more confidence walking around like this. And I have more confidence walking in the streets as well. You know, you learn to hold yourself a bit more. You learn to sort of put almost like a barrier around you. I can understand what Buddhism is. They create this force around them.
I'm more relaxed in real life than I would have been a few years ago, I think. I used to be a very anxious person as well, and it really did. It took me a long time to push myself to get out and do living statue in the street because I was petrified of what might happen, hearing lots of stories of things and stuff like that.
This is what it's like to be famous. You have people sticking cameras in your face all the time. I'm not famous. I can take this off and I can walk home and no one knows who I am. You see, so it's have the anonymity sometimes, you know. It's never happened. It's funny you say it. It's never happened. On Saturday, I was stood here. It's never happened in my life. Honestly, God's honest truth. And I stood here. I stood up. And I was a bit of one of those zones where I'd gone into a bit of a. And I felt this. I thought someone had tapped me on the back of the head. Looked around. The whole crowd had burst out laughing. And I went. This pigeon flew off. That's the first time it's ever happened. I just started thinking, that's the biggest compliment you've got to have. It's the biggest compliment. A pigeon landing on you.